All right. You see how that just like cuts off?
The intro?
Yeah, it's weird. We had a fun little music here. Hold on. Let's get a little music. There we go. I miss this music. My God, it's Mark. Mark, you're coming from what I'm going to, I imagine. Does it? It looks like you might have just come back from a workout. Is that correct?
Just give me a moment. I'm just having some sound troubles.
No, it's fine. It's fine. He's I'm going to a workout right after this. I had scheduled my personal training thing like just before this, or I guess it's on a schedule, and then I realized, oh fuck, like this is at the same time as the stream, and so I was like, oh god, like which one am I rescheduling? And so, anyways, my personal trainer is not happy with me right now.
I mean, that's just you just described the personal trainer in general.
Yeah, that's true. He just like he sent me like an essay of like your form sucks. Here are the things to get better at, and I'm like, I'm so bad at this. Yeah, let us know. I mean, we just started to like this stuff with like regardless, it doesn't matter. But like Nikita, let's just go through the website stuff first. So obviously the website, like we haven't had a state of Nativewind, I think, since the landing page went live. People love that landing page. That went really, really well. Obviously there's still a lot more to go in terms of improvement. I'm going through the content revamp, and that's still going. The installation page is almost done. I realize there's an example in the Nativewind repo that actually needs to be gutted and like replaced and done differently, because people are like going for the example in the Nativewind repo and it just hasn't been like touched in a while. So it's like not the way we want them to do stuff. But the only thing I think, actually, I went through and tested all the installation stuff. That stuff is good. The only thing I want to add is at the very end is a little like code block, so that people, same with Tailwind docs, they see this is what it, you implement a utility class and this should work, basically. That'll be the end of the installation page, and that's also analytics wise the number one page that's seen. For the most part, the way people use the docs is basically what we anticipated. You hit the landing page, you go to the installation page. Someone made a really good suggestion of having the get started go straight to
I was gonna just say that you would default.
Yeah. So that's the case now. And that person had some other suggestions that I'll probably integrate over time, but the TypeScript page is also there. I removed, by the way, Mark, the Expo SDK 49 support. That's gone. We also can't hear you, by the way. You are still having audio. Before, you were not having audio issues. Now you are having audio issues. Oh, Mark sent a pull request. Oh, my God, Mark. He has a version 5 upgrade PR. I still can't hear you, but the PR is there, so that's cool. Everybody clap. If there was an actual audience here right now, they'd be clapping. But yeah, okay. So website content, Nikita, I was just going to ask, like, what is next on the docket for you with respect to the web page?
Well, V5 is ready. I should probably get ready like with V5 banner and stuff, and add it to the toggle. For the landing page, I need to update the demo. I have in mind how I'm gonna do this, but the iOS Android toggle, I'll add that to the hero section. Next, I think, is the blog. We gotta add that.
Okay, yeah, the blog, so that we can publish.
Probably add the blog. I'll probably add the blog before the animation toggle. I'll start with that because it'd be good for the V5 release and stuff.
Yeah.
Do I have sound now? Can you guys hear me?
You do have sound. Yep. Yes.
Awesome. I think it's my USB cables. Shit, I gotta get a new cable.
Like you look like you're just like a pilot, you know, like there's pilot energy here. But what I was gonna say is that we want to publish the migration guide like basically ASAP for going from V4 to V5, and we'll need the blog in order to do that. So if you can do the blog either today, tomorrow, then Mark and I can. I'll do the job of like migrating, or if you want, you can do the MDX stuff. But the guide, Mark, I think you're gonna have to take point on at least bullet wise, and then like I was hoping to use this time to kind of like pull, like, you know, get it to a good state content wise. I don't actually know if I'll have the time to do it today. We can spend some of the time today to go through that. But I just want to make sure we get through everything before we jump into that. So what is the migration guide, just sort of like top level? What are the key points you think to flag?
I mean, I could just share my screen.
Oh, that's perfect.
I'm just gonna sec.
Mark, we didn't get your thoughts on the landing page, by the way. You've been.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I know, I've been like super busy last week. I don't know if you guys have seen me, but I now have a crib and I'm getting kicked.
Oh wow! You sleep in a crib now? I didn't realize the relationship was going so rough.
All right.
That's awesome. Though. Congrats.
Present share screen. And all right.
Oh yeah, I gotta add it to this stage. Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. It's quite long. Are you on like a very wide monitor? Can you make it like less wide?
I am on a huge monitor.
Yeah. There we go. There we go.
Okay. How's the size? Is that big enough?
Yeah. That's good for me. Okay. Wow.
We might label. We can use like type warning, type info for the labels, like the info labels.
Okay. Yeah. So this is what I was going to ask you guys about. I'm not very familiar with this, so I just kind of put some emojis on stuff, of like good, bad.
Mark also using the capital W still. That's going to be.
Yeah. That's just muscle memory.
It's also part of the code base. We're gonna. I was just like, I am not looking forward to going through the code base to like change stuff. Yeah, like with Nativewind, like that hook or whatever, it uses a capital W.
Oh, I forgot about that hook.
Yeah.
I mean, we're just bringing a new one for it.
Yeah.
Maybe I should add that as a breaking change here. But we're gonna change.
Yeah. Let's add to the list of things to do for version 5.
I mean, okay, but the upgrade guide at the moment, so it's pretty simple. Basically, just Tailwind V4. I'm just gonna say like go to Tailwind and upgrade from here. React Native, you should migrate it yourself. I'm not gonna tell you how to do that. Reanimated V4 doesn't really have a good guides on stuff yet. So I'm just gonna point to it. The change.
Well, I figured I'd just go chat with the folks at Software Mansion at App.js.
Yeah, so I've already chatted with them.
Okay.
So yeah, it's not ready, and it won't. Their goal was App.js. They might announce it at App.js.
Okay.
So that's where it stands.
Okay. Cool. We'll figure it out. I mean, this is a beta. It's opt-in, like we were talking about. Like, if you want to go into this, it's like you're accepting that there's going to be bugs and it's not going to be an easy process.
Yeah.
So that par for the course. Okay, so no runtime breaking changes, sub-deprecations. Okay, so basically they'll have to go through. Okay, so that's gonna work. Wait, where are the? Oh, the JSX transform is being deprecated, or are you saying is that a? Where's the list of deprecated stuff? Is this the beginning of the list of deprecated stuff?
It's kind of in the next section. I'm just kind of like, I just want to put that up front to say that, hey, like,
I see.
Maybe this should be like the very first part. I should swap this around. They just don't want people to freak out at first.
I think I'll probably like just take one of the projects I have and like run through it. I think it'll just naturally occur, like how to rearrange the content in a way that is intuitive, like the most intuitive. I think it should be arranged from the perspective of someone who's undergoing the upgrade. So I think I want to go through the upgrade to sort of inform.
Yeah.
So I can take a pass at this, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I think you just putting it out there is fine. Like you can leave it this way and I'll sort of like take this and run with it to like pull it across the finish line.
Yeah. So this is the new part here that we're going to make a last minute change to do. So I've been speaking with the guys at Software Mansion and Satya and stuff, and they're going to start publishing their apps being compiled. So basically, the JSX transform is just going to stop working for them altogether.
Okay.
And they're pretty gung-ho on this. So we need to stop using the JSX transform, essentially.
Okay, but you expressed concern in the... Wait, actually, yeah. Oh, I must have misinterpreted. You said you were thinking about keeping the JSX transform into version 5, but you're actually considering completely removing it for version 5, I think was what you were saying. Then.
Yeah, and backporting it to version 4 as well.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh, backporting it to version 3, yeah.
Yeah.
Just because it's just in about 2 months, things are just going to start breaking. As Builder Bob,
yeah,
the library that everyone uses, they're really gung-ho now on transforming everything. That's being used by the new Reanimated and all the Software Mansion packages. So things like screens and stuff, like, yeah.
Okay.
It is how it is, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. That'll be interesting. So then I can see how the version 5 stuff is a bit messy then.
Yes. That's why I was like, I'd love for you to try it out, but in the middle, it's like kind of broken like this.
Yeah. Is this the core of why that is? Is there another element?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm just trying to fix some things up.
Okay. Understandable. Okay. I think I can communicate that effectively then, because a lot of people are just sort of wondering about timeline. I will communicate in addition to this video being recorded that like, yeah, last minute, like we're deprecating getting rid of JSX transforms. So that's going to extend things a bit, but yeah. Okay, cool. Noted. Moving on then, CSS interop. Okay, so we're going with the styled function.
Yeah, so we're gonna go with the
bringing that back.
API in the end.
Okay. Yeah. There's a lot of confusion we get around the like CSS interop, remap props, and it's like a little hand wavy in terms of how people perceive it. So I think just having styled is probably the better way to go. Yeah, the shadow to box shadow thing. That's going to require, I think, a docs update as well.
Yes.
A number of these things are going to need a change there.
So this will, I should note here that this is going to cause a visual change in people's application. Like we're changing to the beta version.
But it's a different thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe it could use a sort of, if you're coming from this, then here's how you can achieve a similar effect using this type of situation.
It's going to be hard. I think we just have to say that these box shadow renders more correctly.
So make it what you want it to be.
Yeah, renders. I don't want to say. What's a better way of saying like more correct? Renders correctly across the platform.
I think that's valid.
Yeah, appears slightly differently. You may need to adjust the styling. It's just something like that. All right, and then this is the majority of the things that people have to change. People who had custom themes that were using Nativewind themes. If people want to switch to the new CSS config files, these JavaScript functions will no longer work, and they need to migrate this now to custom CSS. So I do have an example for one of these down here, just in case people are confused. Oh, no, I don't. So this would be, so like platform color, instead of it being a JavaScript function, it's now a CSS function. So you can just write it directly into your theme. Most of these have been moved to custom CSS functions.
Got it.
So you can just do it that there. The biggest difference now are things like platform select just don't exist as a function anymore. And have been replaced with media queries instead. So instead of, before you'd be able to say, like, instead of here, you'd be able to say, like, okay, if it's this platform, if it's this platform, if it's this platform, do all of this. Now you should be using CSS constructs to do that.
But this seems good, though. Like,
yeah, so this is a double-edged sword, right? Because if you just look at it of like what I used to write, now what I have to write, the new way is a lot more verbose. There's a lot more code to write. But ultimately, this also gives you more flexibility because now you can do media queries per platform. So you can change not just variables, but other sort of styles as well.
Yeah.
So ultimately, this new system is a lot more flexible, gives you a lot more power. It's just a little bit more writing, but hopefully that the trade-off is worth it.
In the world of LLMs, more writing is apparently not an issue.
Yeah.
But this is going to be we also should definitely prep like that's one of my to-dos is we've talked about it before, getting the docs having like an LLM.txt so that it knows to look for this stuff and knows what to suggest given all the different versions.
We should add an example of this to like the little card that says CSS variables that we got on the landing, because right now it's just like random variables. That'd be cool.
Oh, I screwed up on my.
Say that again.
Yeah, we should actually map these
CSS
to actual variables.
So just examples of more variables is what you're saying.
Examples of how it would look in Nativewind, because the one we have right now is just random CSS from Tailwind.
Yeah, got it. Yeah. We should definitely do that.
I was screwed up on my links here.
I added a little script that checks for like validates all the URLs and stuff, by the way. So you can run that from the root of either Nativewind or the website, and it'll just make sure everything is like chill.
Well, these are valid, they're just incorrectly written.
Well,
it should be parentheses on the right and brackets on the left. Yeah.
Just send everyone to PornTube or something.
But these are the new CSS features we're supporting. So position static, aligned content space evenly, the new filter, background image. But at this stage, we're just supporting custom gradients of background image. We're not supporting actual image assets. That might come in a future version. Still kind of working around that. thingy box sizing and the display contents as well.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then
what I should be also need to do is I need to add and use actually a section to this. This isn't going to be an upgrade guide. This is going to be like a new feature guide about like these new custom CSS that you can write, because this is a big feature of this now, of these new media queries, where you can actually go kind of advanced with them. I'll just quickly edit this doc so people can kind of see what I mean. But you can now do things like stuff like this.
Interesting. Okay.
Where you can now write these really native media queries for hitting the native devices. Like obviously you could do this on web and really like target the sort of thing which you want to do, but we kind of want to bring that power also to React Native as well. So this is going to help out with people with really dynamic theming, where they want to target certain devices, like have different like differences between like iPad and Apple Watch and Apple phone. You know, you can actually like write media queries to target all of them, and it should be a lot easier to have a very customizable dynamic theme.
Okay, cool. All right, this is, I mean, okay, obviously the takeaways here are there's a delay on the version 5 beta because of the JSX transform stuff. The guide here, the migration guide, will just go through and clean up with the aim of publishing by the end of the week, along with the blog, which will hit the website also by end of week. Nikita, is that cool on your timeline?
And this week?
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that's the version 5 stuff. Then as far as the SDK 53
I'm going to be
thing,
working on that today. That's my job for today to do.
Okay. You saw the issue I sent you, though, right?
I had a couple of reports come in as well, but I think I have enough information to isolate it before. Previously, the only report I had was a very custom Metro configuration. But yeah, now I've got a bit more to go off. Okay, cool. I'm going to be going through, now that I have a bit more time to do so, I'm going to go through the usage stuff again. I've been going back on the pull requests. Like, I basically removed all the pull requests having to do with like doc updates from Nativewind itself and just asked people to reopen against like the website repo. I'm going to go back through the issues and just basically like address a lot of the stuff that we couldn't get to because we were working on the website stuff. Yeah, so just a lot of my time is going to be spent on that stuff and the content migration. Yeah, that's my next like week or two, I would say, probably. And Nikita, sounds like you'll be doing assorted website stuff. We will want to get the community page up pretty soon after. There's a whole mess of, I've been talking to a lot of different people who've been building stuff for Nativewind, or with Nativewind, I should say. A lot of really cool stuff. So I'll drop like links to that in like a channel between us. And if folks who are watching like have something they want to share with respect to that, DM me on Twitter or something or whatever, and we can throw it in there. But there's just like a whole mess of really cool stuff that surprisingly people are just not aware of when working with Nativewind, not just limited to like component libraries. So I want to make sure that there's like a dedicated page for that in the docs where people can discover the entirety of the ecosystem with respect to Nativewind. So that'll pretty much follow right after the blog goes up. And then I think that's it, right? Like we've covered all the bases.
anything anyone wants to bring up before we wrap? No? Okay.
I think that's good.
Cool. That's our shortest one yet then. Awesome. Thanks for swinging through then. We'll catch you next week, and I'll update all the different timelines in the GitHub, relevant GitHub discussions.
Awesome.
Cool. All right, guys. Have a good one.
See you guys.